Let me introduce myself. My name is Rehan, and I am basically UX UI designer and a front-end developer. I worked on several projects like Facebook, mobile applications, and websites since like 2008 professionally, but yeah, 2004 unprofessionally. I had some projects going on the side as a freelancer before. So. I was also the jury member of awards.com in 2012, which is like basically the awards for the web designs. So we were like judging the best web design in the world, Nike websites, Adidas websites, and some cool other websites. And that was very honorable for me to join some other great people there and learn from them. Currently, I'm working with DoPlace. DoPlace is a sports social company, and we just recently made PlayPass platform that anyone can organize a sports in any part of the world using the PlayPass. So I'm doing the design lead there, basically overall experience and an interface with the front-end development responsible. So yeah. So when I came in Dubai in 2010, and when basically I came in Dubai, there wasn't any community for designers, especially web designers. We had like there were like marketing people, business people, community, but nothing for web designers. So after searching so long, I decided why not we should just build this community, and yeah, so I met those guys like from Dubizel, Namshi, Yadik, and DoPlace myself, and we actually formed designers meetup to basically enhance these designers, where we can basically have a platform where we can learn from each other, we can share stuff. So if I know something, I can tell them. If they don't know anything, they can tell me, and it's basically open for anyone. Anyone who is interested in design, in user experience, they can basically join us. Why not? So these were we were like in the days, 4 guys from Dubizel, Namshi, and Yadik, DoPlace formed this. Thanks for the Crib for providing us this venue, this like Crib 2.0, as he said. It's a very nice, cool-looking place now. Redesigning. So before I jump ahead, let me tell you one thing. Designers basically are the people who are every time ready to design anything from scratch. CEO tells them, okay, design now for me this website, and then they just started to design the website. So it's the designer's job to basically think about anything before diving into the Photoshop and designing, and it's also the management side who is giving the task some job that they should understand the purpose behind anything redesigned. So is this the time for redesign now? So maybe your content do not get updated. Most of the times what happens that people are making a very nice designs, but they forget to update the content of the web. And what happens that some pages they get old. They get old after, and then new trends came in, and they are not updating anything, and suddenly your site looks very old enough, and then you think about redesign. Now the redesigns are very wasteful source, energy, and your money also. So why I said that? Because if you're giving the task to redesign, then it means that everyone has to collaborate from scratch and basically redesign the whole thing. Maybe your problem that you are solving is not big enough to do the redesign. So maybe some realignment will work. Or let's suppose as an example of Facebook. So what happened in early days that when Facebook launched worldwide, I personally joined in 2007, and as most of you guys also saw that Facebook was redesigning again and again and again, navigation goes on top, and then it goes on the left side, and then it goes back on the right side. Chat was on the right side, and then left side, and then again right side. So many things happen, color changes and everything. So people who basically are browsing those websites, they forgot and they get frustrated sometimes that why this is keep on changing. So this is one actually the thing that you should not focus on redesign. If you so before redesign there should be something, and we will discuss later on. And it actually also take a substantial investment because you are basically planning to redesign, and every guy you have to pay from scratch, and maybe the iterations will take a month, but redesign will take like 3 to 4 months of a website. So what's better? Now here is a quote, one great quote: good designers redesign, but great designers realign. What realign means? Anyone have any idea what realign means? Yeah.
Realignment with your business requirements?
Okay. Realignment means that, let's suppose you have the beautiful page of the home page, but maybe the banner do not look good, or it's a static banner and you want to change it dynamic. Instead of you think about to redesign the home page and you tell your designer, okay, we need a redesign to home page. You think about, okay, banner is the problem, so we should replace the banner with something else. This is realignment, to focus on small parts and change them instead of doing the whole thing. That is realignment. So increment changes, so you do incremental changes in which basically there are like small incremental changes, like you change the about page now, then you change the contact page, and then you change the home page. So by doing this, you're doing incremental changes, and it is less expensive, and it is like constant iteration of your website. So people will think, okay, this is they're keeping their website updated, you know. So, but the thing is, realignment do not fit with every project. There are the reasons, and the reasons basically are that realignment is not working when maybe your code that you have written, the developer had written in the back end, it changes enough, and then it's time that there are like very legacy codes behind it that you guys making it heavy, your site, it makes your site heavy. So maybe you need to delete all the legacy code and bring out the new code. It's also a redesigning. There are some keys of this. There are some signals in which you should see. Okay, this is the time for redesign, and we will talk about that. But what happens that occasionally redesign is fine because let's suppose every year there is a new trend. So maybe you redesign your website every year, but not like every month or twice in a year. Otherwise, redesign indicators. What are the redesign indicators? Inconsistent UI across your whole website is one cause. But realignment itself is the greater cause of redesigning itself. That you realign your stuff, you change the home page, you change the contact page, you change other about pages, but in the meanwhile, you lose the essence of your current present UI, and every page looks different. So it means that it is the time to redesign, to unify everything again. Maybe there is like a promotional opportunities in your company. It is going through, let's suppose if there is an e-commerce thing, then maybe DSF, Dubai Shopping Festival is happening, and you think, okay, we need to change some colors, we need to add this and that in order to have promotion ongoing through our website. So maybe you think, okay, we need to redesign the whole thing completely, the interface at least. Major rebranding in which you think, okay, this Right now we have the existing website, but our logo is different than the existing website. And or maybe the branding colors is different than the existing website. So it means that you need to focus on redesign now. So those are the major indicators of any redesign of the website. There should be reasons to change the design or the code or basically the module behind your website, and the changes should be business driven. What it means that business driven, that you have the website for maybe promotional basis in which you think, okay, someone will go check online, but let's suppose you have a e-commerce shop, and you have a website, but website only gives you the information, nothing more than that, where the shop is located and this and that. That should be business driven. Maybe you will have an e-commerce solution on the web in which whatever you are selling on the store should be selling on the website too. Shift in the market trends. Market trend shift includes like some promotions, and maybe some trends also on the redesigning. Change in the business model that you think that, okay, we changed our company's business core module, so of course you have to redesign it now, your website, and you have to think that, okay, we changed something in the company's business model, we need to update, we need to reflect our company's image, physical image, into the virtual image. You figure out, okay, there is a drop in conversion rate. You check the analytics on the website from Google Analytics, and then you think, okay, right now our user before was like 100 people coming in a month, now it's, for example, now it's like coming 50 people in a month. So it means there's something missing there, something bad is happening. So figure out that part. If you cannot do the realignment, then you need a major redesign. There can be increasing in customer support. Customers are telling you that we need this feature, we need this feature. This color is looking so ugly, that this is so irritating, and this and that. So it means you need to have redesign. Reposition of brand, as I said, you have like a major brand changes, logo changes, or the color branding changes. So of course you need, this is one of the reasons to have the redesign of your website. So you should think these things before diving into redesign of a website. It should not be a CEO call, it should not be any management call, it should not be a designer's call, it should be the statistics and the business module that you are working. They should indicate whether it's time for redesign or not. So start your project. How you're gonna start your project is basically you need to understand the company's need first. As a designer, as a basically a business owner, as a project manager, you should understand the company's need first. Why do we have the website first of all? What do you want to achieve from the website? Who are the users who will visit the website? What you want to achieve in terms of the user. So what you should, when user is coming to your website, what he should do. So we should think about all these things before doing the redesign process. Then basically you see the trends, what is in the market right now, how your competitors are acting, and what's the new UI trend or the functionality, how the website works now. But do not fall into it. You just observe and make it work as your business requirement. But you should not copy it, you should not replicate it. You just do some research, absorb the information, and basically work with, if it's working, if it's fitting in your business logic, then it's okay to have it. Build with the consideration of ROI, return on investment. So you are investing a lot in this web design. You are basically investing in the people, money, and your time. So it should have a return on investment on the other side. So you should consider, okay, this website that we built, we spent like 25,000 dirham or 50,000 dirham. It should give us some benefit in the future. Maybe not in terms of money, maybe in terms of some other things, but you should consider the return on investment there. As a designer or the project manager, you should basically take the interviews of stakeholders. Now, the stakeholders can be CEO, the direct managers, who understand the project better than you. So those kind of people are basically the stakeholders. Why it is important? It is important because you don't know the business logic, but they don't know business logic better than you. So if you take the interview of them, then it means that you are on your goal, on the right track. And if you have to spend like 2 hours of researching, maybe just take a 5 minutes of interview, and then you will save your lots of time. They will give you right perspective of your business, and they will tell you what exactly they require instead of you research and basically present them. So you ask them what they need and what they require. If you are the business owner, if you are a stakeholder, then of course it's your job to basically find out those things in which you want this website should be redesigned or it starts from the scratch. Before doing anything else, you should ask yourself these questions. As a stakeholder, if someone is working for a client and they are interviewing their stakeholders, so it means they don't have any political advantage. Maybe your colleague or some other person can misrepresent you or maybe give you some wrong information. It is better to approach the higher people and then basically take the information from them. So once you have the information, once you researched the market and everything, then you research on what is in the existing project that is live right now. As we are talking about redesigning, so it means that the current website should be there and it is functional but not achieving anything. That's why you wanted to redesign it. So you take a strategic review, in which a strategic review means that what are the strategies that in the current existing system is this applied, and you take the notes, what are the failing things. Heuristic approach, in which basically you see the false things in the website, you see negative things in the website that is not working, and then you basically note all those things which are not working, and then you remove it when you do the redesign. You do the complete analysis and the analytics report. You should see how is the conversion rate is going on, how many people are liking, from which page to which page are going, people from which source people are coming from, so you get the idea where your user base is, source user base is, and you should build personas. Now personas are very interesting. User personas are basically is something that, let's suppose you, as I gave you the example again, e-commerce website. So in e-commerce website, if you are selling a grocery, then it means it's a normal person who will gonna buy the grocery. So you build a user persona and you write everything, what he's coming from, where he's coming from, where he's living, and how much he will spend on this e-commerce website to buy his household grocery. So basically you build a user persona, and there is other approach also, and then basically you think how this is fitting into my website, this user that you build. And you should modify because you think that this user is ideal for you, so you modify your website according to that. The other user personas can be the interviewing of the people that you meet, and basically you build the user persona and you write everything down, what they require and what not. So these are the research you should do in your existing project. Now, once you have all the research, once you have everything written down and you are ready to go, then there is a design process. And design process is not designing a website in the Photoshop. There are some process behind it. We talked about this before in the meetup before like 2 months ago when we had. But I will give you a quick review on that because it is kind of important to mention here. So first is ideation. Once you have all the research in place, you build the idea about, and you basically do the sketching on the board, on the paper, how your website will gonna look, where will be the navigation lie, where will be the banners will be, and this and that. And then basically you think, okay, this is working enough. Then you go to the next area, which is brainstorming. Now brainstorming is something that you meet with your co-worker, that you meet with your colleague, with your boss and everyone, and then you basically converse, and then you present the idea that you map it on the piece of paper, and you basically brainstorm with them that will it look good, will it not look good, or what should be there and what should not be there. Once you do the brainstorming, then basically you do the wireframing. Wireframing is very essential. I will get into the second why wireframing is very essential. But there are 3 types of wireframing, which is low fidelity, very minimalistic, having like a boxes around there. Once you think, okay, this is like gonna work, then you do the high fidelity in which you display more information there, and then you do the full fidelity, which is like a kind of a basically a design itself. So low fidelity, high fidelity, and then full fidelity are the wireframing stage that you go through. Then basically there are 2 types of prototype. Once you do the wireframing, then you should consider the prototyping. Now prototype is a working thing. It can consist of the papers. It can consist of on the digital environment in which you can interact. Prototype means anything which is not finished, but you can interact with it. So it can be paper by paper as a storyboard of your website. And you can see, okay, user going from here to here, here to here. He clicks here and then he jumps to here, and this and that. That you can see the story of a user. In our digital prototyping, you can ask your developer to build a minimum, basically a website, sort of, on the browser that you can basically click through and then check how the flow is going on. Now once you do the prototyping, you still not do the redesign yet. Then you do the testing. Now testing. Why testing is important? Anybody have any answer of that? Why testing is important? I'm sorry?
It helps to refine the idea.
Exactly. It helps to refine the idea what you are working on, and it is good. Basically,
fix the bugs.
Fix the bugs. There's one thing which is like a post thing that but when it's in the prototyping stage, then you can change anything. And that's the key area when you do your testing. So what I personally apply is the Lean UX, and I kind of like it, Lean UX. How many of you heard about Lean Startup? Okay, a couple of you guys, Lean Startup. So it's a similar concept of a Lean UX, but of course it depends upon the design industry. So you have your concept ready, you have your prototype ready. Then basically you validate it internally, which can be your co-workers, which can be your bosses, which can be anyone who works on that project. and you agree on the things that you have designed or you came up the idea with. Then you basically jump into the text externally. You get out of the building, you grab some people, and you basically test them. I personally take like 20 people around me, in which designers, normal users, the users who gonna use the product which I'm building, and my friends. So at least 20 people I take, and then I take their interviews. I show them the designs, how it is working for them, and then I take that feedback, whatever the feedback is. I go back and I start from the beginning. I implement those kind of feedbacks, and then basically I validate internally, and then again I go to those guys and validate externally, and then we launch it. So when is the time to launch? Is basically at least your project should be 70% done. Then you go and designing your project, or you launch your project, and once you launch it, then you basically learn from the user behavior, and then you start iterating your project. So it's a continuation of it's a continuous process, and it will refine your project very well, and it will be updated every time. Basically the concept of lean UX is that you take feedbacks, you interact with people, real people, and take feedbacks and implement on your project. So this is the lean UX, but there are like different type of testing also. One of them is the A/B testing. A/B testing is the thing in which basically there are two types of content, and you show basically one content to 10 people and one content to 10 other people, and you basically just check the analytics, how things are working, how many of the people are clicking on or achieving the objective that you are giving as compared to the other side of the 10 people. And then basically you check the analytics, and based on that you take the decision and you implement the right permanent, as a permanent one, you implement that. Usability testing is the same one. As I said, you take some people around you, and basically you check with them how the things are working. You learn from users' behavior. You can also check the analytics, how things are working, and basically that's how you check the usability testing. Google Analytics is providing these kind of tests. There is the KISS metrics is also one of the website. KISS metrics is also providing usability testing things. Then surveys. Surveys are a little old, but it works. It works not as a traditional service, but once like e-commerce, once the user has finished to he bought the product, then you can ask them, how was the feedback? Did you like the product that you received? How was the website experience? How was the things? How was the overall experience that you came through? Many of you have chatted in the Skype, and in Skype when you end the call, there is a form in which you select one of the options and you submit how was the quality. Was it low, medium, or good? That is their survey. So you should think about how you can implement those kind of questions, and you take the feedback from them. Now personas, again, that as I told you, this is also one of the testing that you build the personas around. Your user, you think about a user, this is the user, you think about like 5 different users who gonna visit your website and how they interact with your website. And basically it also can be theoretical, it also can be physical, that you select other people. Once you do the testing, then basically you can launch your website, you can redesign, you can start redesigning. You have enough research in the place that you can now guarantee successful project, and at least 90% there, and you can basically launch it. Lastly, in the business side of redesign, I will say that become more than basically the implementer. Think about anything you do first.